Namaste and greetings. Welcome, all esteemed dignitaries, chief guests, and guests of honor. And to all our viewers watching us live on various social media platforms right now. On behalf of Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research, I welcome and thank you all for joining us today. It is a great honor to be the moderator for day 4 of the very stimulating Across International Borders, a virtual World Youth Summit 2021. The World Youth Summit, a unique virtual event, was designed with young people for young people over the ensuing 3 days. The summit convened young individuals from all over the world, key stakeholders from the UN agencies, national and international governments, corporate partners participated to discuss the needs of young people in a post-COVID-19 world. My name is Dr. Kusum Kanwar. Namaste, a mindfulness trainer with over 3 decades in education now. I'm the founder of KK Kids Learning Systems, LLP, registered as MSME, the founder of Arab Skills, a social motion skill training organization, former principal Bilbong High, the National Core Committee member of APER, that's Association for Primary Education and Research, and the president, Women Empowerment Enterprise, Maharashtra, CIM SME. Thank you. In the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, आत्मशक्ति व्यक्ति को महान बनाती है। जो व्यक्ति आत्मशक्ति से परिपूर्ण है, वह सदैव अपने लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करता है। Thus, the youth of today, full of self-confidence, are taking the center stage, and they're full of self-confidence, and they are the leaders of tomorrow. So welcome to the much-awaited Day 4 of the virtual World Youth Summit 2021, organized by Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research, CWSIR. As a tradition, we light a lamp to diffuse darkness, gloom, and unhappiness. Especially in these COVIDian times, we seek blessings for an auspicious beginning. We invoke the blessings of the Almighty. So let us bow to our loving motherland. Mother, we pray for your holy blessings for purity of character and spirit of heroism.
सदा वत्सले मातृभूमे नमस्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमे त्वया हिन्दुभूमे सुखं वर्धितोऽहम् त्वया हिन्दुभूमे सुखं वर्धितोऽहम् महामङ्गले पुण्यभूमे त्वदर्थे महामङ्गले पुण्यभूमे त्वदर्थे पतत्वेश्चकायो शक्तिमन हिंदू राष्ट्रांगभूता इमे सादरं त्वां नमामो वयम् त्वदीयाय कार्याय बद्धाकटीयम् त्वदीयाय कार्याय बद्धाकटीयम् शुभामाशिषं देहि तत्पूर्तये शुभामाशिषं देहि तत्पूर्तये अजय्याञ्च विश्वस्य देहीश शक्तिम् अजय्याञ्च विश्वस्य देहीश शक्तिम् सुशीलं जगत्तेन नम्रं भवेत् सुशीलं जगत्तेन नम्रं भवेत् श्रुतं चैव यत्कण्टकाकीर्णमार्गं श्रुतं चैव यत्कण्टकाकीर्णमार्गं स्वयं स्वीकृतं नः सुखं कारयेत् स्वयं स्वीकृतं नः सुखं कारयेत्.
So let thy grace be wholly capable of protecting our faith and lead this nation to the highest pinnacle of glory. Jai Hind. A housekeeping message for all. All participants, please keep their microphones on mute mode during the course of the summit, unless requested by the host. Videos are very welcome to be switched on during the summit, as you will be visible across our social media streaming. For the speakers, as informed, we will be giving you 1 minute for self introduction, followed by 7 minutes of deliberation and 2 minutes of conclusion. So, a total of 10 minutes to present your significant views. We do expect a time frame participation within the predetermined time accordingly. Thus, we make the summit a grand success for all. Thank you once again for your understanding and respecting your fellow speakers and audience time. Thank you so much. The concept of Walter's Society of Innovation and Research is inspired by the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. We take immense pride in announcing that the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Dr. Dinesh Sharma, is our program chair, who was with us on day one, and we were inspired, indeed inspired, by his significant deliberations. As committed humans, we can achieve anything we wish, including putting human and social science research into action. So, when we put our minds to it and work towards it together with the common purpose, we can achieve a lot. Enable, inspire, and engage. The ensuing vision of CWSIR embodies the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. Welcome to the Charles Walters Society for Innovation and Research, CWSIR, where great careers, great choices, and endless opportunities start. Charles Walters Society for Innovation and Research was founded in 2019 through the Society Act 21 1860. This independent research institute based in Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh, India. The mandate of CWSIR is to promote and support research and innovation through human resource development, including science, technology, academics, and literature, and the provision of necessary research facilities in order to facilitate the creation of knowledge, innovation, and development in the fields of trade, technology, commerce, education, social science, health, economics, industry, and agriculture. CWSIR provides platform for capacity building of individuals and organizations from world recognized institutions for various programs and diploma courses, including human resource development and the provision of essential facilities in order to enable the creation of knowledge, innovation, and development in all fields of research, including indigenous knowledge, and thereby holistically contributing the growth and enhancement of quality of life for all people in the Republic of India. Charles Walters Society for Innovation and Research is an association of national, regional, and international specialty research associations aimed at advancing education research as scientific and scholarly field across a wide range of academic areas. CWSIR is aiming to provide a network for expanding the spirit of creative, innovative digital literacy in academia. CWSIR provides platform for scholars who share their unique, original, innovative views, knowledge, and research findings with an international audience that benefits to publish academic journals and proceedings. Again, reiterating, CWSIR envisions promoting research and innovation that focuses on the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's vision and mission to strengthen the society with progressive, open minded intellect and wisdom through specialized fields and streams. As I move forward, I would like to humbly request Dr. Shruti Marwaha, the highly inspiring General Secretary of CWSIR, to kindly present the opening annotations. Over to you, Dr. Shruti.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kusum. I was actually unable to unmute myself. Thank you so much. and there has been a beautiful representation of CWSIR. So, not adding much, I would extend great welcome to all of you. Great good evening to ladies and gentlemen. It is the responsibility of any citizen of our country to ensure that the youth of our nation is not deviated. I started with this word deviation because last night we had a collaboration with an IT organization where we searched the most searched word through youth. Now, if we track through the IT, the most search word through youth was curiosity. So youth jump to curiosity and they jump to things out of curiosity, and we all understand that. So our mission in this organization, CWSIR, is to channelize the energy of youth in the right track. It is the responsibility of any organization that caters to youth to ensure that the youth is channelized at the right track at the right time. Because once the time passes, there is no tracking of the right time back again. So I thank Dr. Abhishek Pandey, President of CWSIR, for providing us such a great platform and organizing World Youth Summit for all of us so that everyone can relate to it. I'm sure all of us who are engaged in the World Youth Summit for the past 3 days realize that we are catering to the needs of youth. Youth is the representative population of a nation who influence other youth and the people of other ages as well. So again, repeating the same thing, youth is the power of the nation. If the channelized energy of youth is utilized in the right way, nation can do wonders. If this energy remains unchannelized, it can be deviated and can be misused, that we all see in different parts of the world. So we have a mission to channelize this energy of youth through research and innovative bent of approach and scientific method approach of youth so that this energy is retained with us, and especially when we see people getting into brain drain kind of things when the talent of our country moves abroad and we're left unattended energy, so it makes a difference. So let us retain the energy of youth of our nation and let us channelize their energy and make a difference. So I hand over the event to Dr. Kusum. All the best to everybody and my best wishes to all the participants and speakers.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shruti Marwaha, for an invigorating beginning on CWSIR. CWSIR, an organization that is a staunch believer in that research, creativity, and innovation can lead the entire fraternity of education with the purpose to produce research scholars, national and international patrons, and a wider perspective to develop and implement feasible definition of living in peace. Gratitude to you once again. It's a privilege and honor for salutation to Dr. Abhishek Pandey, the founder president of CWSIR. The vision of education, creativity, research, and innovation is led by the education evangelist and president, Dr. Abhishek Pandey, who is online with us, however, is traveling. So today, on behalf of Dr. Pandey, I would like to invite Dr. Ravi Tripathi, the Executive Director, CWSIR, to kindly take the center stage and address the August gathering with the presidential note. Over to you, Dr. Ravi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kusum. As the journey of 1,000 miles begin with a step, Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research is taking each step towards their goal of providing an environment of research and innovation and encourage research bent of learning that creates multivalent competencies in growing learners that will emerge as an analytical leader. CWSIR envisions of empowering the trend of research and innovation in today's learner with the right foundation of values, culture, through academic excellence for the global perspective and create an ecosystem for the holistic development of all stakeholders. We all understand that youth is the power of the nation, who is full of energy and the curiosity, toughness, stimulation, and heroism, a mine of talent with a thrust of right guidance. Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research is committed to channelize, as Dr. Shruti Marwa also noted, the energy and curiosity of youth that is overflowing and cater various opportunities to develop research and innovative bent of mind. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but surely we can always prepare our youth for the future. Let's together inspire, encourage, and engage younger generation to come up with the innovative ideas and plans to make the world a developed one, free from fear of criticism and passion to experiment. If our youth arise and act, they have the strength and dynamism to generate a huge transformation in society and nation and globe at large. Together we can shape the identity of youth. Together we can ignite the light of clarity in youth. Together we can gift them the arrow of concentration and set them free to explore the best. Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research is grateful and takes the pride to connect with enriched educators, researchers, innovators, and budding young innovators as well, in the making of an empowered youth across the globe and committed to cater various grant platforms to the youth in the near future and be a strong, enriched resource of guiding, mentoring, and coaching. Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research congratulates and expresses its heartfelt gratitude to the program chair, Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, all the eminent chief guests, guest of honors, dignified speakers across the globe, and the entire family of Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research, and most importantly, valuable audiences who has always been encouraging by their dignified presence. Your gracious presence and contribution has given a new horizon to one of the dream project of the visionary Dr. Abhishek Pandey, the founder president of Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research. I congratulate all of you. It's a huge achievement and jubilation for the team. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Kusum.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi Tripathi, for addressing the presidential note to the majestic and grand gathering that will support a better future for our youth. Gratitude for encouraging positive youth development traits, highlighting important skills as a thought leader around the globe. For this supreme glory and tribute goes to Dr. Abhishek Pandey, the president of the NGO Charles Walter Society of Innovation and Research, a gold medalist, research-oriented educational innovator with countless recognitions, awards, and accolades. Nevertheless, extremely humble and diligent to the core. Thank you so much. Welcoming all esteemed and revered, honored dignitaries on our CWSIR platform. Program Chair, Dr. Dinesh Sharma, the Deputy Chief Minister, Uttar Pradesh. Our chief guests for the day, Ambassador Mrs. Sally Salma Khader, founder and permanent representative IFPSD to the United Nations USA. Our guest of honor, Dr. Jagdish Gandhiji, the founder manager, City Montessori School, Lucknow, India. Special guest, Dr. Sehdev Singh, Undersecretary, Government of India. Member of Parliament, Indore, Shri Shankar Lalwani ji, Chancellor, AAFT, University India, Dr. Sandeep Marwa. Dr. Bless Marikar, Professor from Philippines. Professor Ismat Zarin from Bangladesh. Motivational speaker and author, Mr. M.J. Tholan, Head International Relations, CMS, Lucknow, Mr. Shishir Srivastav, India. Cipher learning expert, Dithar Balderas from Mexico. Ms. Anya Guzenko, educator, Netherlands. Dr. Nishant S. Mehta, lawyer and CA, India, and Advocate Priyal Anand, Advocate, Supreme Court of India. Inviting our eminent guests to share. So it is our privilege to have a chief guest of the day, Ms. Salwa Kedar, who is the Honorable Advisor, United Nations Organizations, New York. Ma'am, kindly share your pearls of wisdom with us.
Unmute yourself.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, now. Well, thank you so much for this introduction to all this event and also introduction of me. I want to thank you, Ms. Kusum, and it's a real pleasure to be with you, all of you today, this morning in New York. And I know it's evening time in India. I really am very happy to be with you, and it's a real honor and privilege to be sharing this morning with you. I was up all night also talking in China from also New York. So they didn't have much rest, but I shall later on. I did not want to miss this. First of all, let me thank your organization for organizing all this work. And it's, I did not know much about it, and I'm learning, and what I have learned is very interesting and very valuable. So keep it up. We need more people like you that will look after on how can we enhance the world and how can we join hands to work toward different problems. Our organization is 20 years old. We have started in New York and Washington, D.C. actually, and then New York. And I come from a United Nations family. My husband is a diplomat at the United Nations. So my children and we all grew up around the UN. We have traveled with his position in several countries, and we were able to see and meet different people, different cultures, and that gave us more insight and respect to every country that we have been in. We had started this organization in 2001 in October, and we started very small and out of necessity, because I felt that we need to educate each other about the cultures and the different cultures and bring the respect to it, because it's always good to explain, because people act different when they are afraid, and being afraid is lack of knowledge. And then when you are afraid, you are dangerous. You do dangerous and bad things. So I set out to try to educate as much as I can. I was the director of the United Nations Women Guild at that time at the United Nations, and I was also the head of the diplomatic women. So I have been in positions, but it's all, of course, volunteer. We are not working to have a job, but to make a difference in society. And so this is the scope of our work. And I brought the people after 9/11 in the building that is hosting my office now. And they did the first, if you will, interfaith dialogue in December at the church center in my office building now. So next thing I know, it's our issues are global. I don't believe in bad people. I think it's just everybody, God created us as good people, and circumstances and all kinds of things that play a role in making us different. So we set out to educate, we set out to bring everybody together, and before I know it, we are now in 5 continents around the world, and we are in 17 countries. And so I have to tell you, I don't know how we do it. I don't know. It's just like there is something on top of our heads protecting us. We know everybody knows us, and we make things happen. So lately, of course, with the COVID, we were having, I don't know much you know about our programs at the UN. Every year we have a conference on women. We have an International Day for Youth. We have several important days that we celebrate, and we do events. So all these years, I have had several events on youth empowerment. And we believe in youth because, as I said before, they are our future. If we do not educate them, we are in bad shape. So over the years, I have hosted Model United Nations at the General Assembly. This is a program that will teach about the United Nations, and many universities and schools educate their students, and they do mock UN in their countries or in a hotel somewhere. Even the ones in the US, they do it on their own premises. So I have did ours, hosted them at the United Nations General Assembly, which is the highest you can go anywhere. This is where everything happens when you watch the news, and I'm sure most of you are familiar of the makeup of the UN. So these kids, when they come in and they learn all year about how it works, and we let them come in and defend as if they are from that particular country that they choose. And they literally vote, where the heads of states or ambassadors or prime ministers vote. These kids are doing that, literally. So they will never forget that experience. My children had that also. And one of my kids, when we were living in Spain, he had to go to The Hague and do Model UN. So it's a very valuable teaching for the youth. And while I'm talking to them, I make them a promise, and I wanted them to promise me that when they are older, because when we're younger, we're innocent and loving and so on. Something turns off and switch for whatever reason. And I asked them to promise me that they will not hate other people because of their color of skin or culture or gender. And they, for sure they do, they promise. And I tell you, I don't expect all of them to do it. But if 10% of them did it, I am ahead of the game. I did my job. So it's been a pleasure working with youth. It's really a pleasure. So I did that for a few years, and then it became too much with my schedule and all. But I do every year an event for youth every year. So we have children that, meaning youth, I have a lot of interns from many countries that come. I've had several from India. And then I had, interfaith between the youth. I had youth coming and telling us what they want, not what we adults want them to say. And last year we did a very big event as well. 2019 and 2020, of course, it was Zoom time. But for the day, which is on the August 12th, so this is why I was happy to be with you today, because it is close to August 12th, which is the International Youth Day. And they had planned at the UN the theme, because every year we have a theme. And the theme of this year was the innovation of, because we have also, we will be doing something on that day to a change for the food and for innovation. So it is a big program that we do with the youth. We have part of our youth section is for music. So we have at every event, which we do a lot of events at the United Nations, that is under our umbrella, the International Federation for Peace and Sustainable Development. We do events for women empowerment. We do event interfaith. We do event on culture. We do many things, many events. I cannot even imagine to tell you how many, because so we always bring youth and amazing musicians, amazing players, and they do, and I expose them to all of our attendees and all over the world, because we always have ours live. So we have the sports section. We had created soccer for several refugee camps in the Middle East and Syrian camps, where when I went on an official visit with the UN, they were desperate. There's nothing to do. And these kids are, hoping for nothing. I mean, they were just absolutely devastating. They were having homes and so on. Now they are living in a tent and no hope. So, and there was that much built as a recreation for them. So we had, we were able, with the grace of God, to donate about 10,000 soccer balls to them and to other countries, so they can have that to play with and so on. And we did a little bit of a devious thing. We did some balls in pink, so the boys will not take all the soccer balls for themselves and leave some for the girls. So we knew boys would not do that, because, how can I play with a pink soccer ball? So we have, we really have spent a lot of energy, and more to come, obviously more to come. And so it's very important to have the kids be educated, let them have a voice to tell us what they want, not what we want for them. They suffer the most. And this year and last year, of course, there is a devastation across the world with the, COVID pandemic. And so they have been suffering all over. We have gone backwards. All the work that all the world have done, and I know at the United Nations that they have done and worked and so on, and we have achieved so much, is backward now. Everything is falling back. It just is a real sad, because most of these kids, they, as we all know, all the universities and schools have closed. And so the government said you can do that over the internet and remotely from home. 82% of the people in Africa do not have access to internet or laptop or anything. They just don't have it. A lot of countries have no access to internet. So that is a disaster. The teachers, even here, they're not equipped to teach over the internet either. They are not equipped to create all these classes and those, so they have no previous knowledge, obviously, and no training. So it's really sad to see this, but this is the times that we are in. The world population is about, with young people, is 2.2 billion under the age of 18. which 85% of them living in developing countries. And children and young people are concerned they're capable participants and changing the society if they are allowed to. We give them the chance to do so. The UN marks the 75th year of anniversary, which was 2020, with the global dialogue in its future, and the international community faces a booming education. And then this happened, and it's a big crisis that threatened to reverse decade of progress in expanding learning opportunities worldwide. The UN recognized education is a human right, as also we have been doing our own organization, and powerful development catalyst with demonstrated impact on poverty, health, jobs, incomes, growth, and gender equality. As the UN Decade for Action begins under unforeseen circumstances, this crisis an opportunity to build back better, putting equity and inclusion at the center of all education policies, as well as to make learning transformative for people. People, planet, and prosperity. Over the past years, education has experienced the most severe disruption since the creation of the United Nations. At the height of COVID-19 pandemic, school, universities, and other learning institutions were closed in more than 170 countries, affecting 1.6 billion students. The crisis has exposed the vulnerability of education systems and amplified social, gender, learning, and digital inequalities. Almost overnight, the right to education became dependent on connectivity as government deployed distant learning solutions. Despite unprecedented innovation to ensure learning continuity, data shows that an estimated 465 million children and youth targeted by national online learning platform do not have access to the internet at home. So across countries of all income levels, 2/3 of teachers lack also the skills to deliver the online learning. So the situation is of crisis and conflict. The situation is all the more fragile now. So before we've had the problems of poverty, we've had the child soldiers, we've had the countries that are in wars and these youth are in the middle of it. We've had drought, we've had starvation, we've had many problems that the world faces on everyday basis. And the youth are always in the middle of this. And then now comes this pandemic. So there is a lot for us to do. And the first thing is to allow the youth to go back to school. As I know it's not going to be the same. You know, they're going to have a few years to catch up if they did catch up. But we have to put our effort in helping them in whichever way we can. And that takes money, and it takes people who are dedicated, and it takes all of us to work together so we can be able to help them. Because I always say we messed up in our generation. There's a lot of problems that we lack of working on peace, I guess, and with the governments, many countries. But we have to teach them not to do the same mistakes that we have done. And that's the only way we can do it is by supporting the youth. I have a whole list of what to do's and not to do's. And I don't want to say it now. I will spare you that. I'm sure you all know a lot of things, but the bottom line is that we are all have in the any constitution you go to, and I know it's with our human rights at the UN, we are born free, and to be free, and we have the right for education, no matter who we are, what gender, what country, what status, poor or rich is irrelevant. This is our right. That's what I do. I teach the children that. And I want them to stand on their own feet and feel equal with everyone else. That's the only way we can create a better world. And I hope we will work together again, and all of you will come and visit us at the United Nations when it's open. It's not yet, but everything is virtual on Zoom, which is okay. It's a better thing to do than nothing, but it's nothing takes away from the personal touch. When we see each other as a human being, seeing each other and talking to each other and maybe hugging each other or whatever needs to be done, that human touch,
Yes.
it will never be replaced. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And God bless all of you for doing what you're doing. And I'm here for you. Whenever you need anything, I'll be more than happy. I was supposed to be in India in April. I had my tickets and everything, but
Oh,
of
well,
course,
Yeah.
well,
I did not go. That was last
Thanks.
year, 2020.
Absolutely. Yes.
most welcome.
Yeah, and I had the privilege of meeting Modi 2, 3 times actually. And we do yoga. They do a big yoga at the UN at the lawn with the rose garden. And I have held many interfaith dialogue. I brought many Indian gurus, if you will. And so we have a very good relations with India. And God bless you. You're
Yes.
doing the right work. And
Thank you.
hopefully
Thank you.
I will visit
Yes.
it soon.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
and we
all.
will
Thank
continue.
you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mangal.
thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
So
Thank you.
so profound, born free, and we have to. Everyone has the right to education. Thank you, Honorable Advisor, United Nations Organizations, New York. Thank you so much for sharing your pearls of wisdom. Our guest of honor, Dr. Jagdish Gandhiji, the founder manager, City Montessori School, Lucknow, India. Sir, we would like to hear your views, please.
Jagdish ji, I think he is slightly busy.
Yes, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, you can unmute.
Uh,
So, Dr. Jagdish Gandhiji, the
yes,
guest of honor and the founder manager, City Montessori School, Lucknow, India. The floor is all yours, sir.
yes. I would like to say a few words about education.
Yes, sir.
To my mind, education is a continuous and a creative process. Right, पढ़ रहा है? Education is a continuous and a creative process. Its aim is to develop the capacities which are latent in human nature and to coordinate their expression for the enrichment and progress of society by equipping children with material, human, and divine knowledge. True education. What is true education? True education, religious capacities, develops analytical abilities, confidence in oneself, and willpower and goal setting competency, and instills the vision that will enable him to become a self motivated agent of social transformation. What is needed is we have to prepare our children for social transformation. It is through the education we can change the children, and children can change the world. Paulo Freire says education changes the people and people change the world. Nelson Mandela said education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Mahatma Gandhi said, if we are to teach the real peace in this world, if we are to carry on a real war against war, we shall have to begin with the children. Victor Hugo, a great educationist and a philosopher, said, there is one thing stronger than all the armies in the world, and that is an idea whose time has come. A balanced education of all the three realities of life is the idea whose time has come. Man is a material being, man is a human being, man is a divine being. A man has three realities of life. Right from the childhood, a child should be prepared for all the three realities of life. He should be given the best of material education. He needs the education of physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, zoology, botany, language, literature, humanities, social sciences is very, very important. It is a part of material education. It should be of very high order, high quality. Every child should be acquainted with all these subjects so that he becomes the master of the subjects. So this kind of material education is a very important thing for so that a child can earn his livelihood in life. It is very important. A child should be prepared to earn his own livelihood. But at the same time, a child is also a human being, is a part of the human society. So therefore, a child should also be given human education. Preparing the child to contribute to the humanity. He should become a contributing member of the human society. So this kind of education is very, very important. Human education is very, very important. Then comes the divine education. A child is also a divine being. He has a soul within. He should be given the education of soul. The soul is a part of the soul of Almighty God. The soul comes from Almighty God. And when a man dies, the soul returns to God. So it is very, very important. The teachings of God must be taught to the children right from the early age. God is one, religion is one, man is one. Neither God has ever changed, nor his religion will ever change. All the divine messengers, we may call them, they are the messengers. ये सभी अवतार संदेश वाहक हैं, प्रभु का संदेश लाए. They are the messengers of God. We call them divine educators. We may call them manifestations of God. But they are all from one source. So the basic purpose of all religion are the same and the one. The basic teachings have never been changed. All the manifestations of God. Ram came 7,500 years ago, taught the lesson of Maryada. Krishna came to this earth 5,000 years ago, taught the lesson of justice. न्यायार्थ, अपने बंधु को भी दंड देना धर्म है. 2,500 years ago, Lord Buddha came and he gave the Samyak Gyan. That means all are equal. The caste system is not creation of God. It is man-made. They are upper caste, Brahmins. They are Kshatris, lower than the Brahmins. And they are the Baniyas, the lower than the Kshatris. And they are the Shudras, lower than the lowest among all. So this kind of division, Buddha said, is man-made, not God-made. We should prepare our children, a mindset of our children, not to believe in the caste system, because caste system was created by men, and that too for a very much different society. What is needed now? The unity of mankind is the need of the hour. So Buddha taught us Samyak Gyan. All are equal in the sight of God. 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ came and he gave the teaching of compassion. Those who are kind and compassionate, they will be the kings of this earth. Muhammad came 1,400 years ago. He brought the message of Holy Quran. The first verse of Quran says, Khuda Rabbul Almin. He is not only the Rabb of Muslims, he is the Rabb of the whole Almin, whole world. The whole humanity has been created by one God, by one Allah. We may call him God or Allah, Allah or Ishwar or Paramatma, whatever. So many languages in this world. So many names of God. There are thousands and thousands of names of Almighty God. But He is only one. So therefore, we must teach our children for this day. The education for the 21st century must be different from that of the 20th century. It must broaden the child's perspective to globalism. So right from the childhood, we must instill now in our children the concept of globalism. So this kind of, all these divisions are man-made. People are fighting in the name of religion. Even young men, they join sometimes these fights which are being, every day occurring in the name of religion. People are burning the houses, the shops, and doing so many treacherous things. So all these religions have come from one source. And these teachings are for the whole of humanity. Lord Ram taught us Maryada. It is for the whole of humanity. Krishna taught us justice. It is for the whole of humanity to believe in justice, to do justice. Buddha taught us the Samyak Gyan. It is for the whole of humanity. Jesus taught us this compassion and kindness. It is for the whole of humanity. Muhammad taught us that we are all creations of one God. It is for the whole of humanity. Nanak came 550 years ago. He taught us that अब्बल अल्लाह नूर पाया कुदरत के सब बंदे और एक नूर थे सब जग उपजा कौन भले कौन भले. The whole humanity has been born from one God. And नानक नाम चढ़दी कला कब जब तेरे बाने सर्वोत्तम. Nanak's name can take you to God, but there is a condition when you do good for the whole of humanity. Nanak naam chardhi kala, tere bhane sarvat da bala, sabka bala. Or 200 years ago, Baha'u'llah came. He taught us, oh my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them the great purpose. एक कर दे हृदय अपने सेवकों के हे प्रभु. जरा गर्म पानी एक कर दे हृदय अपने सेवकों के हे प्रभु और निज महान उद्देश्य उन पर कर प्रकट मेरे विभो. Baha'u'llah gave us that my first counsel is this: possess a pure, kindly and a radiant heart. that thine may be sovereignty, ancient, imperishable and everlasting. तो प्रथम परामर्श है कि एक शुद्ध, दयालु और ईश्वरीय प्रकाश से प्रकाशित हृदय धारण कर, तो बच्चों को हमें राइट फ्रॉम द चाइल्ड ये सिखाना है, प्योर हार्ट हो, काइंड हार्ट हो एंड रेडियंट हार्ट हो, ईश्वरीय प्रकाश से प्रकाशित हो.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jagdish Gandhi ji. Yes, truly, very wise words. One world, one God, and one family. Thank you so much for sharing your views. And now I would request Dr. Sandeep Marwa, the Chancellor, AFT University, India, to kindly address us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kusum, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Let me extend my heartiest thanks to the organizer of World Youth Summit for giving me this wonderful opportunity to express myself on this beautiful day. Let me start with two lines कि सभी दिशाओं से शुभ सुंदर भाव विचार भरे नित अंतर पुण्य धरा बन जाए स्वर्ग ये मेरे यत्नों से करुणा कर. Let me explain you in English, whether it is north, south, east or west, whether you're in India or abroad, whether you're on the top of the hill or you're standing at a seashore, whether you are in a lush green garden and looking at some colorful flowers, or maybe looking at the most beautiful woman on earth. But the fact is, there are two things which are much more beautiful than what you can see with your naked eyes. And these two things are your thinking and your feelings. And the best part is that both the things are right within you. You don't even need eyes for that. On this very auspicious day, let's pray. Hey Lord, give me good thinking, give me good feelings so that I can do good deeds. And through my good karmas, I would love to convert this earth into heaven. This is what I believe. And this is, I'm sure you will also believe in the same. I'm Sandeep Marwa, founder of Noida Film City, Chancellor of AAFT, University of Media and Arts, and I'm President of International Chamber of Media and Entertainment Industry, and I'm chairing around 100 more organizations because I don't have time to express all those things. But I'm happy that my organization has done commendably well. It's a team of real enthusiastic people, and we have brought around about 800 awards to this organization. Probably the largest number of international awards have been brought by AAFT to India, around about 175 awards. Well, I'm very happy that this organization has trained so far 19,000 media professionals hailing from all the states and union territories of India and 145 countries of the world. My 19,000 students in all over the world are doing extremely well. Well, coming back to today's topic, well, a very touching, a very important, and probably the most concerned topic all the time. It's a hot topic all the time throughout the year. The most important thing is that how we can develop compassion, how we develop emotions, how we can create wonderful feelings within the youth will solve half of the problem, and how we can be innovative, extraordinary, bring them into a nice thinking, think out of the box, can serve the rest of the problems of the student. I'm recollecting another two lines for all the students probably who are listening to me here कि काम शुरू करते नहीं भय से नीचे लोग मध्यम तजते बीच में देख विषम संयोग पर उत्तम वे लोग जो हर दुर्गम पथ झेल दृढ़ता से बढ़ते कदम बाधाओं को ठेल. Before I explain you the meaning of this, let me admit that I belong to films, television, media, art and culture fraternity. And this is one business where we have never ever bothered to divide the society on the basis of caste, creed, religion, region, status, color, rich, poor, never, never ever. But still, I've gone out of way to divide the society on the basis of these three segments. काम शुरू करते नहीं भय से नीचे लोग. People who have 100 excuses for one job, I have categorized them into the downtrodden people of the society. They are the worst part of the society. They don't work. They just don't let you work. They never achieve things in life. They will never ever let you achieve things in life. You have to save yourself from all these kind of people to do excel in life. Very important. Madhyam tajte beech mein dekh visham sanyog. People with little push and pull may start the work, but minute they see bit of the hindrance, they try to run away from the battlefield. I have categorized them a B class because they have all these excuses कि हो जाएगा, कर लेंगे, देख लेंगे, रहन दे भी सोच लेते हैं, कर लेते हैं. So they all the time in effects, and I have categorized them in a middle class, the B class category. पर उत्तम वे लोग जो हर दुर्गम पथ झेल, who are the people who belong to first class, people who have zest, enthusiasm, excitement to do well in life. They have goals, they want to achieve something, they want to show to the world they can do something. They are hardworking, they are honest to their profession, and they are innovative, they're extraordinary. And I have categorized all these kind of people into the first class, because they are the people who ultimately turns out to be the achiever. And the most common thing which you will find in all these achievers is a very strong determination. And this is what is needed. What a pleasure to be here on this beautiful World Youth Summit, where we have so many achievers who are going to talk to students and share their wonderful experience. Now, to cut short, because we have such a small little time, and I want to be within my limits of 10 minutes. Well, I would love to give you all a new definition of education. I'm very happy that Mr. Jagdish Gandhi has given his version. Let me give you my version of education. And when I say education, it starts with E, and E means enthusiasm and excitement. Very important. The minute the word education should come in, we all should feel very enthusiastic, very excited about the whole affair, and not very dull and ignoring it. I mean, this is what we have been seeing, that students, the youth, the minute you say we want to learn something, we want to teach you, they just try to vanish. They feel it's a boring thing. So the whole education system, I'm happy that Government of India has brought a new education policy, and the AAFT has been a case study in 27 countries. And we have given ample input into this education policy, so that the whole education system has to be very exciting and enthusiastic. Second letter says D. D stands for dedication. Very important. Unless and until you're serious about each and everything, including education, you will never be able to learn anything and everything what we're trying to teach our youth, whether at home or at school or college. Because dedication, you don't have to put a label of dedication on your head, but your punctuality, your regularity, your sincerity speaks about your dedication, and it's enough to tell the world that you are a serious and a dedicated student, and you're ready to learn and ready to do something on this earth. D also stands for development. Any and every education must start with the development. It must bring in some kind of a upgradation to the day-to-day affairs of the student. Very important. Then only you will be able to deliver best. And D also stands for determination, which I have just said. When I say the third letter, U, it stands for utilization of given resources. I've been teaching even in the minimum resources possible when we started the whole education setup 28 years back. But I'm happy that United Nations has taken this subject of SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, and we have to learn to do or give our best in the given resources in the most economical way. I mean, there is no need for a sangamarmar to be on the floor. There's no need to be in an air-conditioned classroom. I mean, जब राम और लक्ष्मण पढ़ते थे, ना तो संगमरमर लगे थे, ना air condition होते थे. So what was? It was the content which was being delivered at the right time to the right people, and they have taken and accepted it in such a most serious manner. That is what is required. So utilization of given resources is a very important part today, SDG, and I'm happy that Sally Kader had also mentioned about the same thing. The next letter says C. The C stands for, it's an age of communication. It's an age of eyes. Information, communication, and entertainment. So everyone has to understand that if you are not in a position to communicate to each other, to your friends, to your teachers, to your parents, you will suffer. And probably all those related problems are coming up because we are not in a position to communicate. So my dear friends, start talking, start reading, start learning more so that you can communicate better. C also stands for culture. I'm happy that AAFT has been developing Indian culture, and luckily I'm also the Global Culture Minister, and I've been delivering the Indian culture abroad and bringing the best foreign culture to India. And nothing is without culture. A country cannot stand if you cannot work on the culture of the country. So we have to keep that in mind while developing the minds of youth. C also stands for commitment. Raghupati Preet Sada Chali Ai, Pran Jaye, Par Vachan Na Jaye. Very important. I mean, like, you have to stick to what you say. You have to do and prove that what you said is correct. And that kind of a commitment. I mean, why all those problems are coming in youth? Because they've forgotten to commit. आज सुबह एक गर्लफ्रेंड है, शाम को दूसरी. आज एक बॉयफ्रेंड है, शाम को दूसरा. No commitments. I mean, it all starts with your friendship. It all starts with your business. It starts with your classes. But that feeling we have to bring in into the students of commitment, that yes, I am committed to my teachers, to my school, to my parents, to my family, and to my friends. This is what is needed today. And also communication is how you express yourself. बोली एक अनमोल है, जो कोई बोले जान, हिये तराजू तौल के तब मुख बहारान, ऐसी बानी बोलिए, मन का आपा खोए, और उनको शीतल करे, और खुद भी शीतल होए. The fact is that if you can convince people, if you can communicate people properly, probably many problems, they are solved right on the table on the first stage. There is no need for the second stage, no complications, no cribbing, and no discussion required if you can communicate well. I mean, I remember my father told me, Zaba Shiri Mulak Giri, someone who can speak well can also be the king of the nation. And I can give you example, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, a small-time journalist who became the prime minister of this country 3 times. Because he was a good communicator. Well, the next letter is A. A is education. A stands for ambition. You have to dream big. Very important. Our students today, they're not ready to even dream, which is free of cost. There is no tax right now. There is no GST. Think big, dream big, because if you dream big, then only you're going to be a big dreamer, and you're going to be a big person. Very important. That's what is, I mean, we have to give them a vision that you can grow to any extent. Sky is the limit. And A also stands for attitude. Very important. Zara si knowledge aayi aur taange tedi ho gayi. Arey bhai, what is your problem? And point is that you have to be humble, down to earth, polite, soft. I mean, we've been watching these change in attitude in schools and colleges with the youth. Come on. You have to be a very humble, down to earth, a polite student to grow in life. I still remember my father taught me. I say, when you climb the stairs, it's a law of nature. You bend automatically. If you don't bend while climbing while the stairs, you're going to fall down. And it's very important. So when you have large ambitions, then you have to have a very low profile attitude. Very important. Next is T. T stands for being tough. We have to teach in schools how students have to be tough. They should be in a position to face all unforeseen circumstances. They should know how to deal with their own problems. I mean, half the population today, they've gone berserk. They don't know how to solve their basic problem. They get complicated with their little problems. And parents, they laugh. Teachers, they laugh. Come on, can't you solve this? It needs, tum yahan se hoke wahan chale jana aur wahan se hoke wahan chale jana. They can't even calculate how to move their day-to-day affairs. Yes. So it's very important to bring them that kind of a toughness in them so that they can deal with their day-to-day affairs comfortably. And T also stands for the transfer of knowledge. Very important. Getting into classroom of a teacher or getting into classroom by a student does not mean running education setup or we are developing the youth. It's very important that whatever little knowledge a teacher is carrying today in that particular classroom, in that particular subject, must be delivered. And those ways and means to be taught again, to be rectified, corrected, amended, altered, added, subtracted, so that you are in a position to deliver to the student in the best of the manner. कम से कम जितना मुझे पता है वो तो सीख लो, और तुम्हें तो कुछ नहीं पता, जो बता रहे हैं वो तो सीख लो. This is skipping. And students have started assessing teachers without even listening and understanding the subject. Likes and dislikes in the classrooms have gone out of control, unfortunately. So this has to be bring back. I stands for information, very important. So now the time has come. Thanks to this web, we are in a position to meet. The whole world is available to you at only on one button, which was never before. Pandemic has taught us many, many new things. And I think we have to take a very best part of that and information, but then it has to be in the information to be delivered in such a manner that people should become intelligent, not just delivered and they should become intelligent. And then once they have become well informed and intelligent, then they should be innovative, that they should be in a position to do something different, not repeating what has been happening for years and years together. They should come out with something extraordinary, and then these we are going to say that this youth are doing pretty well. O stands for the development of overall personality. Gone are the days when we chalk and talk is enough for the day. No, sorry. Now you have to have sports, cultural activities, co-curricular activities, workshops, seminars, symposium, festivals, and whatnot. So that the development should be 360-degree of the youth. And then you're going to have a smart, dynamic people coming out. And they are the people who are going to control the next generation. Has to be very smart. Not only that they should know how to run the computer, but they should be dynamic. That's what is needed. And last but not the least, education, and N stands for nationalism. Very important. The feeling of being a countryman. I love my country, whatever country you belong to, but you have that kind of a feeling, that kind of a sense, that kind of a belonging. You should be do and die for your nation. That should be the feeling which the all education institution must inculcate into their education system, so that we can have some wonderful patriotic nationalist people coming, and they are ready to work for the nation wholeheartedly. I think with all these words, I'm very happy to be here in this beautiful webinar. And let me close with two lines कि विभासित कर गगन भूतल तिमिर को ज्योति देता चल निराशा के अंधेरे को मिटा दे ले प्रभंजन बल कहीं पूनम अमावस्या कहीं उलझन कहीं फिसलन कहीं कांटे कहीं पहरा कटिल बंधन यहाँ प्रतिकूल है सब कुछ कहीं मरुस्थल कहीं बादल मगर तू मुस्कुराता चल दिशाएं हो उठे उज्जवल मगर तू मुस्कुराता चल दिशाएं हो उठे उज्जवल. They must learn how to face each and every problem of life.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Jai Hind, sir. Thank you so much for such a brilliant delivery. And this has really inspired us as well. Thank you so much. I would now like to invite our special guest, Dr. Sahadev Singh, who's the Under Secretary, Government of India. So the stage is all yours, sir.
Yeah,
Dr.
thank you,
Sahadev
thank
Singh.
you. Yeah, thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. Kusum. Yeah, thank you. Right from the very beginning, dear respected all, good evening from India here. And I especially am very much thankful to Dr. Abhishek Pandey ji, who invited me for such a this very important summit, especially during this or after this pandemic. Yeah, it is very, very important. The topic now we are going to touch as so educating young people's needs in a post-COVID. So I am really, really very much thankful to be happy to participate in this World Summit to be organized by this our Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research, CWSIR, from 28th to 31st July, means 4 days. Now just I will slightly give my educational or my this background of all. In 1989, when I joined in the government of India, I was 10th pass only. Thereafter, I qualified 12th standard from the Delhi Open School, then 12th from Delhi University. Then thereafter, Osmania University, I qualified the one sitting exam of BA. Then MA in History from Himachal, MA in Public Administration from Punjab. Then thereafter, I also qualified. These are also on concurrently actually I did. Being the qualification, actually when I joined in the government, thereafter simultaneously I qualified all these my degrees, and thereafter I qualified also 3 postgraduate diploma in constitutional law, parliamentary procedures, and international law and diplomacy. Even I did LLB from DU in the evening classes. Thereafter, then I was sponsored when I was in Ministry of Shipping for pursuing this LLM from Malta, as well as the part of that is studies the London as well. Not only that, I also now recently received 4 honorary doctorates, even LLD also. I delivered many lectures in many universities, even visited about 12 countries. So this is how, and I have started a very lowest strata of this government part, being a stenographer. Then I promoted after qualifying exam of section officer in Ministry of Shipping, then under secretary in Ministry of HRD. Then I moved on deputation in South Delhi Municipal Corporation as assistant commissioner and deputy collector for 6 years. I came back. Now I joined in Ministry of Law and Justice. Now recently I am in the Department of Justice, Ministry of Law and Justice, that is under Home Ministry as well. That is my educational background, which I just to quote to how I just moral boosting of doing this qualifications, because the Dr. Ambedkar who told the cultivation of the mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence. So being that I just started to follow, not as a whole, but try to follow. So then now let us come to the today's topic now. This World Youth Summit is a very unique one, we can say. That's a virtual event designed for the youth and for the young people. And I also can say that this summit convened the young people from all over the globe, not only from the UN agencies, as well the national governments and corporate partners, for discussing the needs of the today after the post-COVID. As we look towards a post-pandemic future, this summit is a very critical moment to share the experiences and solutions that will inspire and support young people to take an active part in pandemic recovery within their communities and beyond. This summit also connected thousands of young people with an aim to inspire, enable, as well as the engagement of all these young people. As a response to alleviating the negative impacts of the pandemic on young, WHO has partnered with the CWSIR's Youth Wing. That's a very good signal for this your Charles Society to initiate the World Youth Mobilization. This initiative powered the COVID Solid Response Fund for WHO. Not only this, we can say these are the programs which are now following by this your Charles Society at the ground breaking mobilization will empower the young people to respond to challenges in their local communities and recognize them for their efforts. It will on it will build on a network of about plus 5 million young people engaged through existing network of CWSIR and also a wide range of partners to inspire youth, people to action and community. So that is how the role of CWSIR is playing for the youth generation. Now let us discuss how this post-COVID era will require the immense creativity and reliance. The young people have chance to help the restructure societal norms as a new paradigm is being built. We are at the helm of most powerful tools for connection in modern history, especially the role of the social media. Therefore, we have the responsibility to use these platforms to speak in favor of the equitable healthcare facilities and also the generation of more and more employment opportunities to the young people, etc. A post-COVID era will see an increased reliance and the realization of the importance of technology in our day-to-day lives. This technology will take an heightened role as the enabler. The economic impact of the COVID is one of the greatest risks to young people, like job insecurity worldwide. In addition to financial uncertainty, students are also faced with the questions how to receive the same quality of education virtually, especially for the practical degrees of the sciences. However, all the risks are most concerned about the mental well-being of the young people as well. The pandemic has instigated the rapid changes across all the facets of life, increased the anxiety levels and generation uncertainty for all the young minds. We as young people, we are uniquely placed to understand the realities and challenges faced by our communities. We are also not afraid to speak up and act for the better future. Now we are ready to contribute and lead recovery efforts, innovating, mobilizing, spearheading new movements for social and economic environmental justice, and deriving accountability efforts to ensure no one is left behind in our new normal. Many of us are already leading the way in delivering the future, leveraging our skills to change the world around us and shaping new solutions for the post COVID era. This pandemic has taught us the importance of claiming our power, our agency, and our rights. So expect to see us on front lines of action and advocacy. We work to build a better world. It is not just what skills young people need, but how they learn them. No matter where we live, whether we live in Delhi or in New York or London, we need safe, supportive environments that allow us to learn through experience, and where we are enabled to engage, apply ourselves. We need through experience, and where we are enabled to engage, we need emotional, interpersonal skills as much as technical ones. Skills like empathy, personal resilience, the ability to communicate effectively, cultural intelligence, and decision making are all critical to thriving in a complex future and create more equitable and prosperous urban communities where every young people can reach their full potential.
Thank you, sir. So beautifully, you have
Yeah,
spoken about, no one is left behind. So that is a beautiful tagline for all of us to
yeah,
take
just
back.
hardly 2 minutes only. Just I have
One
one
minute,
two say.
sir. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, I have one two says here also. मिटा दे अपनी हस्ती को. That is the actually share of Iqbal ji. मिटा दे अपनी हस्ती को, गर कुछ मर्तबा चाहिए कि दाना खाक में मिलकर गुलो गुलजार होता है. So not only this, I also want to say something also here. खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि हर तकदीर से पहले खुदा बंदे से खुद पूछे कि बता तेरी रजा क्या है. I'll just translate it in English as well. Make yourself also determined that before writing your destiny, God asks you, tell me what you want. So all these words, I have to say something, but time is very limited. So with these words, I wish all the very best for our better future of our young generation. Once again, I am very much thankful to inviting me in this very prestigious summit, and also thankful to Pandeyji again, and also to Madam you as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
थैंक यू नमस्ते सर. सो वेरी वेरी
Namaskar,
इंस्पायरिंग
namaste.
वर्ड्स.
Yeah,
सो
yeah,
आप
thank you.
चैट में जरूर लिख सकते हैं, ताकि we can all see all your shairis and all the inspiring words that you have said. Thank you
Yeah, yeah.
so much, sir.
Thank you,
May I
thank
now
you, thank you.
may I now call upon Dr. Bless Marikar, the professor from Philippines, and the stage is all yours, Dr. Bless.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kosum. Okay, so good evening to everyone. Thank you very much for this invitation from the Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research, Dr. Abhishek Pandey. It's great to be here with you tonight, fellow educators, especially the youth, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I'm Dr. Bless Maricar B. Ramos, and I work for the Department of Education here in the Philippines with specialization in business management and tourism. And I am also a research enthusiast for that matter and an international speaker. Okay, so for tonight, I was tasked to talk on contributions to personal and professional development of young people. Okay, so I would just like to give a title to my talk tonight, which is My Teacher, My Hero. Okay, so it's not an exaggeration to mention or to say that a teacher can change the life of the youth. Okay, so as educators, for that matter, we inspire and actually encourage the youth to strive for greatness, to live to their fullest potentials and see the best in themselves. Okay, not to mention that as educators, we are the most influential and life-changing role models for them. Okay, so I could say that this is a reality in the society that we are living in. Teachers follow the youth through each pivotal stage of their development as we spend most of the hours a day, 5 days a week with them. Okay. Teachers are actually part in every important transition in their lives. Every day we listen to their questions, every day we listen to their problems, and every day we teach them everything about the new phases of their lives. We do not only watch them grow, but we actually help them grow. One student once said, "We do not think of our teachers as those who taught us the academics. We often think of them as someone who taught us life's lessons." It is because much of what the youth learns from their greatest teachers is not actually detailed on any syllabus or in any curriculum. Because there is no limit as to the level of influence a teacher can make in the life of the youth. Okay, though there can be three aspects worth mentioning that could directly be affected. Okay, so number one, we have their education. Second, we have guidance. And third, we have inspiration. Okay, so let's talk about education here. So a great educator makes sure that learning is actually fun, engaging, and even stimulating. In reality, the students who are prone to absenteeism, prone to disengagement, or even misbehavior are really very dependent on an engaging teacher. The classroom should be an exciting environment for learning to be able to hold the students' fascination, because students learn best when they are challenged and actually interested. That is part of students' motivation, which may not be easy, but can benefit students immeasurably in the long run. Okay, so second, we have their guidance. The youth also trust teachers so much as source of advice when they are weighing important life decisions. Educators also help their students pursue higher education, explore career opportunities, and compete in events they might otherwise have not thought that they are able to do. And then third is inspiration. Giving Giving inspiration to the youth is actually considered to be fundamental to ensure their success, and that is also one way of encouraging them to bring out their potential. Because if they are inspired by their teachers, they can accomplish amazing things, and that motivation almost always stays with them. Inspiration can also be, or let us just say, inspiration can also take in many forms, from helping them all throughout the academic year and in their short-term goals to guiding them to their future career. And mind you, fellow educators, even years after graduation, many working professionals will still cite a particular teacher as the one who fostered their love of what they currently do and attribute their accomplishments to that educator. Okay, so whether we like it or not, teachers really play a very essential role in any student's life or the youth, because they are the future of the nation and the humankind. So it is salient to bring out the best in them and inspire them to strive for the best. A good teacher is considered to be an asset to them. Okay, so a teacher is also a leader who raises more leaders. Teachers are there to bestow the power of problem-solving skills. They are there to build a bunch of creative, incisive, innovative, informed, and independent individuals who can actually contribute to the society and build a better place for the next generation. Try to look into these fellow educators. This is a huge responsibility given to us as we guide the youth and raise them as future leaders too. As leadership is one of the most important traits for modern day human beings, as they make connections and make everyone a part of their mission, a virtue and a quality that demands a special appreciation. As educators too, we should understand how we have evolved. We should understand better that there is a lot more to a teacher than just a human being instructing the student on how to say ABCs and count 1, 2, 3s. We all should take this positively. The world needs someone to persuade the coming generation in a positive way, someone to push and encourage students and create a space where they want to learn and make themselves better citizens. Because if all a teacher is going to do is read her pre-written notes from a PowerPoint slide to lecture 30 or 300 students, perhaps it would be better for them to just stay at home. There are so many evolutions that had happened. So we should always put in our minds that time has come to understand that the new time is looking for. Time has come to be the right teacher for the right time and the right students. Okay, for that, thank you very much for listening to this talk. Have a good evening, everyone, and congratulations to the organization.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bless. That was indeed very, very insightful and absolutely on time. Truly spoken like a teacher. So no limit to the influence a teacher can, have or can make. And the time has come for all of us. Thank you so much for your profound words. And now moving on to Professor Ismat Zarin from Bangladesh. Is Professor Ismat Zarin, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Kusum, for inviting me to give me my speech. And I would like to congratulate CWSIR and Dr. Abhishek for organizing such a wonderful summit where we all can actually share our experiences and expectation and aspirations for the youth. And I would love to congratulate all the other speakers today who actually have been here and have enlightened us with their amazing ideas for the youth. So the topic that I'm going to focus on today is how we can help the youth professionally and personally develop, and we can help them to build up on their skills. So before I begin, I would like to talk a little bit about myself and who I am. So I am a professor from Bangladesh. I have been working at the University of Asia Pacific in Dhaka from Bangladesh at the Department of English. But apart from my, area of expertise, which is applied linguistics in English and English language teaching, I also work for the Sustainable Development Goals. I have been awarded as an educator, as an innovative educator from Easter in 2019. But before that, I also have been awarded as an educator by an organization affiliated to UN. So my concern for youth is always where we can actually accommodate youth with the possible skills that they need to develop. So with that on that end, I would like to always have focused on one particular thing, and that is building on global communicative competence, where the youth can actually come up with a wonderful competence where they can act globally, not only locally and for the country, but they can represent the country throughout the world, where they can actually have they have been equipped with the skills that they need as the youth. And talking about global communicative competence, I believe that during the, obviously, since we are having a pandemic for the last 2 years or more, and of course, we now need to prepare our youth to go to the next phase of the world, where we will have a newer world with newer expectations from the youth. Obviously, after the pandemic is over, our youth will have to be more equipped with the skills where they can actually work from wherever they are in the earth, and they can operate with their actions and with their activities around the world. So by communicative, obviously global communicative competence, what I mean is that when the students are obviously during this pandemic, we know that our youth is devastated in some ways, because they have been facing challenges to continue their education, where obviously the universities are not physically open. We are operating online, and then the students are missing their university life, and obviously in colleges, the students are missing their college life. So obviously the youth is in a kind of dilemma how to cope up with the whole situation. So there are two things that actually work in here. One is obviously the personal and emotional balance, and another one obviously is the intelligence, balance in the intelligence. So when we ensure, as teachers, obviously, as I'm a professor, I would also go the same with Dr. Bless. Obviously, we are in a situation where we have the responsibility as the professors, and obviously for people who are operating universities and schools and colleges, we have this responsibility to equip our students with the skills that they need emotionally, as well as obviously professionally, where intelligence is concerned. So with that responsibility, I think it's now high time where we can focus on the educational infrastructure and obviously the curriculum, where we need to incorporate this special skill, where the students are given enough opportunities to develop their global communicative competence. Now, global communicative competence is not about only communication, it's about how you feel about the whole world, when you have empathy for the other cultures. Obviously there is cultural considerations involved, and obviously when we think about our culture, we all know that we all are proud of our own culture. But we need to now make our students, obviously the youth of the country, aware of the fact that they need to know about other cultures, and they need to have empathy and obviously a kind of a respect for other cultures, where they can cooperate and collaborate with the people from around the world, so that they can actually build on their emotional intelligence, as well as obviously when obviously you respect other cultures, you build on a kind of background for yourself, so that you can go anywhere. And of course, you can work from any and every part of the world, and you can actually act as a global citizen. So being a global citizen in this world where we all need to be united during this pandemic, and of course after the pandemic, we will need to be more united as global citizens from every part of the world. Our youth needs to be aware of this fact, that they need to be aware of other cultures apart from their own culture, and they need to respect and have empathy for other cultures, so that they develop the kind of intercultural communicative competence, so that they can communicate with every culture and every sort of culture, and they can collaborate with any and everyone from different parts of the world. Given that, obviously, another section where we are talking about global communicative competence, we are talking about, obviously, the balance in intelligence and the competence, where the youth is concerned about how to incorporate their knowledge with the other people who come from different countries, and they can actually collaborate so that they can build on their knowledge from every part of the world. So wherever from they are getting their teachers, or wherever from they're getting their knowledge, they can actually take it and they can work on building on their knowledge. So global communicative competence is not only about emotional development, and of course it's more it's also about developing on intelligence and knowledge, where youth knows that they need to be aware, and they need to develop the skills so that they can operate emotionally and from the knowledge perspective throughout the whole world. So obviously it's much more important for the youth now to learn how to get united and work as a workforce for this post-pandemic world, where they can actually build on the existing devastation that we are going through during the pandemic, and build on the difficult situation where they can actually come up with wonderful solutions for the whole world. So I believe this is I think this is an idea that can enrich the youth, and we can work on our curriculum where we can incorporate this wonderful idea. I really hope that we think about building on global communicative competence among the youth, and which will actually in turn help them develop professionally as well as emotionally. So this is about my pitch. So thank you very much for listening to me with wonderful patience. And I hope to meet you all in the next summit, inshallah. And so I would again welcome and congratulate CWSIR as the ambassador from Bangladesh, from CWSIR. I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud to be a part of CWSIR. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you all. Bye-bye, good night, and good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. So thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you so much. That was really so beautifully. You spoke about the global communication competence, and there's so much to it. Thank you so much. We'd love to hear you more at some other time. So thanks a lot, and thank you for being on time. Thank you. So we have our next speaker, who is a motivational speaker and author, Mr. M.J. Tholen. Motivational speaker and author. Are you there? Yes, Coach M.J. Tholen, you need to unmute yourself.
Consider me unmuted.
Thank you so much. Please go ahead.
So first of all, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me today, and thank you to the CWSIR for arranging this global conference for youth. I'll make this brief. I have enjoyed some of the speakers who have elaborated on very interesting and important topics. And I'm just going to start out by saying, I read once from an author and speaker by the name of Dale Carnegie. He said, you know, just because you like strawberries doesn't mean the fish will. So we are pontificating theories and modalities that will be great exemplary opportunities for us to teach youth in the future. But I believe we should really look at different ways to engage them. And so my talk today is going to be on engagement. I believe that during the pandemic, which has been a dress rehearsal for virtual and also independent learning, it has put the responsibility of learning on the youth, which maybe they were or were not prepared for. But one thing is for sure, they've learned what engages them. Social media, games, in the sense of some of these games where they'll spend 4 and 6 hours on playing these games, esports, all of these are distractions from the parents' point of view, but engagement, appetite for engagement from the youth's perspective. So instead of fighting these distractions, I believe that educators today should find a way to work with you to conspire to use these as tools to be able to take the learning experience further and deeper. And that will, I believe will go rapidly to enhance interest in the learning process. And this, of course, is another form of engagement. So for today, I would just like to break into this topic about engagement and also say that I believe that one of the topics that are most needed today are entrepreneurialism and public speaking. These are two things that can be taught in the schools a lot faster than you would think. You don't need to have an MBA before you learn how to start a business. You know, my mom had 8 kids. We were working like a lot of people at a very young age. And definitely we had a lemonade stand. And a lemonade stand is one of the first businesses that we had. I think I was about 6 or 7 years old. You need lemons, you need willpower, you need enthusiasm, you need water, and you need some help getting your resources together and your schedule. But overall, anyone can start a business, even as small as a lemonade stand. So I believe that today, children should not have to wait until they've graduated in order to feel productive, that the internet has provided us with many examples of how we can use some of our skills, whether it be websites like Fiverr or any other skill selling platform that allows young people to go on and provide services to the public to where they can start earning. So for me, I believe personally that the responsibility of learning, although educators are shepherds, the responsibility of learning should be up to the appetite, and our shepherding should be just how to stimulate this appetite into finding more fruitful ways to engage our students and our youth around the world. So these are my thoughts for today. This is what I would like to leave everyone with. Why I'm talking this way is because I was a co-founder and still am of a worldwide charity that engages nothing but youth, and it's called timeforsharing.org. And we've worked with the United Nations, we've worked with different other youth organizations around the world in various countries to empower youth. And first we started out by helping underprivileged youth, and then we realized that our organization could be used more for the better to create social programs that can stimulate youth in the various countries that we're working with. So for today, I would just like to leave that with you and also let you know that as a founder of the world-class Institute for Leadership and Innovation, we felt very much aligned with the values of CWSIR and are very grateful to be here today. And finally, I'd like to leave just on a short note to all the young people out there, and that's this. When you wake up in the morning, there's no responsibility you have greater than for yourself to improve on the day you had before. How you improve yourself doesn't have to be for you to wait for a class. You can look it up. I have a friend of mine, he just educated himself on how to become a mechanic. He'd never done it before. He learned it on YouTube. There's so many tools today that are available to young people. And I'm grateful to be alive at this time to witness so many innovations. And I thank all the innovators around the world for this collaboration. Namaste.
Thank you so much, and namaste to you as well. Absolutely entrepreneurship and fruitful engagement. So excellent, Coach MJ. And let me tell all of you that, we are live on social media, on Facebook, and we are getting hundreds and hundreds of likes and comments also there. So once we finish off with the summit, please go and visit our Facebook page. Thank you so much. Can I now invite Ditha Baldares from Mexico? He's the Cipher Learning expert. Ditha Baldares from Mexico.
Hello, everyone. Could you hear me?
Yes, we
I
can.
will share a short presentation.
Right.
Could you see my presentation?
Yes, we can see. Thank you. Please go ahead. You can put it on the presentation mode. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to you all. It's an honor to be here with you, and I want to give a warm thank you to Abhishek, the president of Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research, for inviting me. My name is Dieter Valderas, and I'm from Mexico. I was working as a teacher for 7 years, and then I changed my path, and I started to work as a teacher trainer and consultant for universities and colleges in Latam, Mexico, and the Caribbean. My experience fields are educative marketing, student experience, design thinking for education, marketing differentiation, and competitive advantage, and others. And okay, let's start with the lecture. The topic that I will talk today is a student journey map, agile tool to identify the real student needs. Wait. Okay. UNICEF mentioned that the COVID-19 crisis has had a significant impact on the mental health of adolescents and young people in Latam and the Caribbean. And today, the educational institutions must improve their strategies to identify the level of student satisfaction, as well as each interaction they have with the educational institutions. Main reports of sentimental phases by young people shows increment of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and 46% report having less motivation to do activities that they normally enjoy, and 36% feel less motivated to do usual activities. A situation that generates high concern, and it's a call to national health authorities, is that the 73% have felt the need to ask for help in relation to their physical and mental well-being. But despite the above 40% not ask for help. However, an important group of young people share through social media how they can face the new challenges, and this strategy has been very useful. Here I have some comments. For example, my formula has been helping a community soup kitchen to be able to distract myself. This is for Argentina. And for example, my formula has been read and write what makes me feel bad, and on many occasions cry. I have tried to distract myself. This is from Guatemala, and we have some others comments. Now, all of us have the same possibility to maintain our physical and emotional well-being, and therefore I don't hesitate to ask for help. And my formula was to change habits, wake up early to be more productive, and this is from Brazil. Then, as a result of COVID-19, the new challenge for education institutions is to improve strategies to comprehensive development of students' social, emotional, cognitive, and physical needs. For that reason, today more than ever, the educational institutions have to identify the student expectations, pain points, and the unmet needs. There are 3 emotional levels related to expectation and experience. The first one is when the experience is under the expectation. The second one is when the experience and the expectation are in the same level. And the third one is when the experience is over or above the expectation. Sorry. If we are in the first emotional level, we are delivering moments of pain. And if we are in the second emotional level, we are offering moments of doubt. And when we reach the third emotional level, we are offering moments of glory. That is when the engagement happened. And but the main questions are, what sort of educational service are you providing? How we make the students feel through the service that we provide to them? And do we help them or do we increase their problems? After COVID-19, educational strategies will not be the same. Today, more than ever, educational institutions should offer more than education. The students need to feel valued, worthy, protected, loved, supported, and understood. Okay, and this is the diagram of our service design. With this kind of structure, provide great benefits to improve the relationship with the students or users. And 2 of the main goals is that the students never feel alone, and the educative institutions can improve their educational products and service. In the diagram at the top of the slide, there is the students, this part. And below, as you can see, is the service interaction. Every orange point represents the touch points between the students and the teachers, administrators, or coordinators. Those are the contact points with our students. How can you improve our services and products? Because we can identify the micro and macro interactions with the students, as well as main pain points and met and unmet needs. This allows to work on creating a long-term relationship with the students, having focus on retention and loyalty. Tools like Student Journey Map can help you to create and identify strategies to improve that strategies. And finally, as a conclusion, it's important to know or identify what sort of educational service we are delivering and how students have been feeling with the services, the processes, and educational products that we provide them. Then universities truly need to rethink their educative services processes, the structure of their educational products, and how they engage with the students. And with the Student Journey Map, the educative institutions will be able to identify micro and micro interactions that will help you to design or redesign educative products and services through the opinion, vision, and feelings of the students. That's all, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And the social emotional competencies is something we've really picked up from from your presentation. Thank you. Expectation versus experience. Thank you so much, and glad to have you here on our platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can we have Ms. Anya Guzenko, educator from Netherlands?
Greetings. I'm grateful for invitation to speak on this wonderful platform. Thank you to the organizers of the summit. And I would like to speak as educator and as a participant of the Creative Society project, which is a worldwide initiative. I just would like to say that nowadays we have so many wonderful achievements. We have so great development of technology, etc., which helps every person to educate themselves, to develop themselves. And my topic today is personal and professional development of young people. But regardless of all the opportunities, our education system and those value system which we have in our society plays a vital role. And I just would like to point out some concerns which we have as of today, as well as some vision, what we can do together to overcome challenges and possible risks which we are facing. I just like to say that very often nowadays, when we speak to students, they concern education as possibility to get a good profession, that to make the sustainable living in their life, to have good career and be able to develop themselves. And it's really very important because only when we open the real human potential, the best qualities and talents on each person, then we can grow as community, as country, and as society together. But I would like to say that nowadays, we also know that the development of artificial intelligence is rapid and exponential. And already today, we see that there are such examples when bank branches are working, broker exchange companies, even art performances where human labor is not required. We understand that in such a society of high-tech development, when most skills and knowledge which we are getting in school, artificial intelligence can get much faster and perform at the highest level, coming the question, so what is the goal of education itself? And I'm very grateful really to those prominent speakers who voiced this information about development of artificial intelligence, about threats and perspectives for us as humanity on the international conference, Global Crisis. This already affects everyone. And this comes to understanding that really the value of education is about the value system, about the growing a real human with understanding the main values. And also, I would like to say that nowadays, when we point out, it's really important when children have entrepreneurial skills, soft skills, communication, and so on. But the highest priority now is the human approach, understanding the value of human life, understanding the value of each person, and understanding that we're really all developing up as civilization. Here, I just would like to quote one speaker, Dr. Aziz, who said very powerful words, and I just would like to read that quote. If we do not listen, if we do not make the transition and develop the heart as the driving force of our behavior, of our culture, of our foreign policy, of who we are as humanity, and we stay with power and brain, Nazi Germany was not a fluke in the history of mankind. It was a preamble, a point of what's going to happen. Imagine what was Nazi Germany, knowledgeable, powerful, and they had a lot of literature and even art. And Hitler loved to listen to music, brain and power, no heart. How could these people burn little children? How could they have done it? And guess people, women, children, old people, brain, power, no heart. End of the quote. And today we understand that with those challenges which we face as humanity, it's really important that we all people value, first of all, the human approach, value each other. And when we're coming to education, it's really important when we have this holistic view, starting from our subjects, starting from connection between different spheres of our society and unity among all people. It's very wonderful for me personally. It was a great example, for example, when I got to know that, for example, the end of Egyptian epoch or Roman Empire, they were also related to changes in climate. But I was not taught about it at school. I did not know the math problems or that algorithms can be made in fractals, which can be found in nature, in flowers, in plants. And this knowledge already used in graphic design today. So everything in our world is interconnected. And it's so important then children have this culture of self-development. Because when they see that every subject in their school, every topic which they learn, it's really related to their life. It's not something outside, it's not something distant, but it's something which is showing them the beauty of this world and the beauty of a life of every person. It helps to be grateful for what we have in our world and really understand relation and care about that. And when you have this approach, when you really understand the value of everything, when you have this wonder about the world around, you really aspire to learn everything. Then next exam or getting one motivated qualification or completing a course, it's no more stress because we know when we do something out what I have to do that, then after a short period of time, we feel like we can't complete this hard work. But when we do something out of curiosity, because every child from childhood has this inner strive to learn, to recognize the world. And when this curiosity is enhanced, and when there are created such conditions that this curiosity is going on throughout the life, then there is no more challenges. There is no more hardships and depressions and stress. There is admiration. There is really strive to understand this world, to find unity among everything what we see. As there is wonderful words like to learn everything is impossible, but you should aspire to it. And today we have wonderful specialists, but in narrow professions. And it's really coming sometimes understanding that not all people can have holistic view, can have a view about what is going on interdisciplinary, what is going on in different spheres, to understand the simple approach, simple communication between people, as today was also discussed, to learn different cultures, to learn different nationalities, because then we see beauty of connection. And this world, which is created simply magnificent, we start admiring it and caring about it, because we understand that we are part of something bigger. And this understanding is very important for every child, because when any child or any person is doing something, learning something, and feel she or he is related to something bigger, it's giving the immense pleasure and understanding of significance, because even the slightest action you do, you know the impact which is giving globally. And in fact, the role of every person in society, role of what we do, what we say, what we learn, it's significant. Unfortunately, today, we forget about it. That's why this holistic approach in education, bringing unity between subjects, between people, bringing the global overview of what we're facing as humanity. And you just think children who are raised with such inner aspiration, they will give a breakthrough in science. They will make such inventions which we even can't dream about. So it's really that opportunity which we can give to next generation and for ourselves as well. And I'm really grateful that already today, there are millions of people who understand that to make really significant change in education system, in our value system, and in all systems of our society, we need to change the format of society itself. And today already millions of people connected in the global initiative, which is called Creative Society. Creative Society is a format of society where human life is the highest value. And when we, all people, we are equal, we all know it. But in practice, when we unite and create such conditions, when every person has the best comfortable, the best conditions for development of best human qualities, of that human talents and real human potential. And I'm really grateful to all children who ask questions. I'm really grateful to all scientists, educators, to all professionals who openly speaking about those global overview, about those issues which we are facing as humanity, and about those opportunities and perspectives which we have. Because today we all are in one boat, we humanity. And I think it's one of the important word which we need to use today when we are all united. I'm very grateful for opportunities to speak on this platform. And while preparing for this speech, in fact, I had a great insight and understood this value and importance of love and human touch in everything. Because when we look at the world around, we have technology, we have wonderful inventions, we have everything to ensure life of every person really sustainable. But question is only in which way we use it. And when all people are united with one goal, to appreciate life, to value life, and to create conditions for ourselves, for our children, then we as humanity can tackle anything we face. So thank you so much. Great pleasure for being with also prominent speakers today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anna. That was wonderful. A creative society where human life is of the highest value, love and human touch. Who better than you can talk about this? Thank you so much. And moving on, we have Dr. Nishant S. Mehta, the lawyer and CA, India.
Hi, everyone. As per the United Nations Population Prospects, the youth population globally stands at 1.8 billion. Out of the total youth in the world, every fifth reside in India, 366 million, reflecting the importance of segment of people in the country. The youth are faced with many challenges, and one of the most serious issue in growing number of idle youth who are not into employment, education, and training. The Sustainable Development Goal 2030, adopted by the United Nations in 2015, also set the agenda specifically for Target 8.6, which calls for proposition of youth with NEET status to be substantially reduced in the next 15 years. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I am Nishant Mehta, a chartered accountant, lawyer, and an MBA from Mumbai, India. I'm also a part of Rotary, YI, and SCC Chopal ambassador. Today to the youth, I would like to ask one question. Do you know about personal branding? Personal branding is something very, very important, and I would like to explain the importance of personal branding today in my lecture here. Personal branding is the practice of marketing people and their career as brand, a unique combination of skill, experience, personality that you want your followers to see. It is telling your own story and the impression people gain from your online reputation. Yes, today we are in the virtual world thanks to the pandemic. Building personal brand on social media by young professionals takes some work, but it could land them their next job opportunity or help them to foster valuable connection. Today, I would like to give it to you the benefit of personal branding, why it is very, very important. It helps you to stand out from the crowd. It helps you to demonstrate your skill, knowledge about a particular subject or a field. It is building a brand, which is a chance to show your audience what you know, why you know, and how you are different from others. It leads to more and more opportunity, which can lead to reach any of your goals, whether personal or professional. Many opportunity for advancement in your career. A strong brand will lead to multitude of opportunities. Job interview, internship, speaking engagement, network opportunity, promotion, partnership, everything. It inspires trust in your audience. The trust will believe you. The audience will believe you, and you will be guaranteed to inspire trust among your audience. Someone is always going to be screening you online, whether you're applying for a job, college, entry-level job, or your future career. Everyone here will love to be Googling your name. And I'm sure you're all the speaker. Before I came, I actually Googled your name to know more about you, what I'm gaining from listening to you, what I'm learning from you. Some employees definitely expect to have an online presence. Today, in the virtual world, you cannot afford to be not present virtually. Today, we all are here connected because of the virtual world, thanks to Charles Walter Association. What are the steps to build a personal brand on a social media? I will just explain in a brief thing. You should always fully update your social media account, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and everything should be clear that we are a brand. And this is very important to know. You should be updated on all your social media accounts. Identify your area of expertise. Everyone is an expert in this own field. Like Anna is an AI world. You have many people like who actually have their area of expertise and they actually know how to use that. Whether it's a content marketing or an encyclopedia of your favorite TV show, every content has a follower. And this is what you need to identify. Make posting easy with apps like Canva, Buffer, Hotsuite, Sprout. It all helps you to connect across different social networks and schedule posts, removing the need to log into multiple websites. You need to share content on a regular basis, be a weekly, quarterly, or monthly, fortnightly. It all depends how you want to do it. And it's very, very important for you to know how to share the content. It is like 3 to 4 times per week for some individual. It will be once a week for someone. For someone like me, I do it twice a week. And this is helping me out to reach the world at large. Create and curate engaging content. Your content is the king of anything in the world. If you know how to create a content, it's the smartest thing to do and to build your personal brand. Import your contacts. You might be amazed how many people you already know on the social media platforms you are using. There may be teens or hundreds or of people with whom you have never connected. Import your email contacts from Gmail, Outlook, Facebook, social media to understand where you are missing. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Alt allows a free import of a certain number of contacts. Always make sure whatever you content proof is positive. You need to understand people are following you. You are creating a brand of yourself. If you keep it a positive attitude, it will always help you to have more and more followers. Find and join groups which gives you an opportunity on a specific industry or topic. Keep your brand, voice, image, and tone consistent. You have probably already stick to your defined persona. Everyone has a different persona. You should remain consistent with your ideas and the way you present so that you're memorable and you're trustworthy. Timing the tone of voice that works best for the brand, you may entitle some trial and error. You should study the influencer, how they connect, how you need to connect and you need to collaborate with the influencers to get your personal brand known. You should have to spend time in developing relationships with influencer before they see you as an expert. LinkedIn is a good place to find and engage with very expert in your industry as a several influencer marketing tool. So the lessons which I love to share with you and which I've already shared is to brand first, get achievement. Like I can brand myself as a CA, lawyer, and MBA, and that creates a brand. Post regularly. Consistency is the key. Be on multiple platforms because, like Warren Buffett always says, investment in multiple buckets, the same way you need to be on multiple platforms. Very important. Don't be afraid to brand yourself. It is your own right. So this is something about which I want to share to the youth, that the social media brand personal is very important in the personal, in the current scenario of the COVID. And I will like you to be convert from a brick to a click. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nishant Mehta. Personal branding, absolutely. So significant, really significant information. Content is the king, absolutely, and the queen as well. Investment in multiple buckets and, adorn the click to the brick. Thank you so much for your insightful information. So, as we come to an end today to closing, may I now invite Advocate Priyal Anand, Advocate Supreme Court of India, for the vote of thanks. Advocate Priyal Anand.
Yes.
Yes. Are you there, ma'am? Yes. All right. Are you having any network issues? I've pinned you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm. Is it audible actually?
Yes, you're audible, but not. I mean, we can't see you. I think your video is not switched on.
No, actually it is, but though I'm not able to see around, so that is the issue. That's not. So well, I have listened every single participants, and it's a
Yes,
very
now we can see you.
big
Sorry,
honor.
yes, now we can see you. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So it's a very big honor, and I would like to thank each and every participants before CWSIR, and also would like to be presenting a small brief about the innovations and the research, and also have lessons around lots of people having gathering and sharing their knowledge about educations, platforms, society, liberals, and everything. I think education is the root systems where it starts for the upbringing and the upliftment of any society enrichment, whether it's connected with your personal and professional growth also. So everything starts with the mentality of a people. People enriches with a society. Society creates a formation of people, the versatile mentalities of peoples around. Sometimes what we left before under this kind of area, that education somehow lacking in many norms. Being an advocate, what I can brief and take a topic of that, over here, I have handled several rape cases, several victims has been suffered, several family has been suffered from such kind of things. What we have lacked with that number of peoples who have no educations. For examples, the tribal peoples, the slum area peoples, they were having no knowledge of it. They were having no knowledge of exactly what they are thinking of. So the mentality and the perceptions generate the education. If our parents, if their like youngers know the system of education, know the process of this education system, then it will not, devastate our society like this much. I think that over in India, sex education and about sex people don't talked about. Usually it's for the peoples in the society, it is like a blind kind of a curtain, like you can speak about this before the curtain, not upfront of the curtain, So for all these things, if the society is moving globally, you are thinking then your children will do better things into their own life. You have to be open up with your children. You have to be open up with your society also. You have to take a norms that you have one responsibility towards the society. Prima facie, then only you would be able to even like educates your society also, educates your children also, educates to yourself also. Let's not make about that you are the responsible wholly and slowly, that you are the one who are gonna to just make the society brief everything. Just not do that. Just take one people, take an oath, take a kind of any take a kind of any kind of experience that you will learn a single people in a single day, at least about anything. It's not about education. It's about anything. It's about any topic of their own lifestyle, of their own any topics. So that is the things how education will grow fast. Educations are these days also like you're opening a lots of platforms, but the platforms are not like working fantastically, I can say. I have seen several of the NGO where lots of NGOs has been derived for making welfare, for making all kind of children's and the women's platforms, but they are not working properly. So we have to enrich those things. At least 1% of the people, we serve them with a good proper education and tell them to aware all these things to the others. I think this is the better way to enhance our society, to enhance our education mentality. Because for me, mentality is the first norm of education. Educated people always been that is the thing that we have to flow with. We have to go with this flow. And being a vice president of CWSIR, I would be really happy to share that we are working with such kind of welfare transformations of sharing education, research, and innovations, through which we are not here promising lots of peoples for lots of peoples. At least we are promising in a day, we at least educate 2 or 3 peoples. For them, at least the day will start with a great upliftment and bringing a joyness on their faces. That's how we provide, we serve, and we educate people. We try to learn them that God has given you this humanity of gift by giving 2 hands and 2 legs with you, and you are capable of doing anything of your own, rather than scratching on a road, rather than asking or begging for money. So that's our platform used to do. That's our platform serves with lots of escaped human trafficking girls, through which they can survive their own life. They are not dependent. A human means that you are a born free human. God has given you this beautiful gift and you have to live up with your own. Just make sure that if you are letting, or if you are living with your own self, people will come to you. You have to be independent. You have to be not only independent, you have to be a thinker of your own, because no one is giving you the spoon feeding in this competent universe or in this competent globe, I can say. So you have the mind, you have the enough time, you have the same time where the billionaires and the millennials are. You have the same few seconds, the hours, the minutes. It's up to us how we are going to use it. So the management word, whether it's time management, whether it's life management, or any kind of management, for every single human, it is needed. And our platform, and I'm very grateful being a vice president of this platform, that we used to serve such kind of topics and enhance the people with such kind of educations through research, through innovations, through the series, through the webs, and everything what we can do. the possibilities to enhance the every single human's life. Thanks a lot, Kusumji, for this brief.
Thank you so much. This was so profound, just to practice humanity, a born-free human. So many takeaways from the Vice President of CWSIR. And, it's up to us how we use our time and, the life that is given to us. Thank you so much once again. And thanking all our dignitaries for spending the valuable time with us today on this historic first time Global Youth Summit 2021. It's a dream project of Dr. Abhishek Pandey from CWSIR, and of this scale and reach. So it's absolutely magnanimous, convening young people from all over the world and the key stakeholders from UN agencies, national governments, corporate partners, educators, over these 4 days to discuss the needs of young people in a post-COVID-19 world. So as we look towards a post-pandemic future, the Global Youth Summit was a critical moment to share experiences and solutions, by 50 plus expert speakers. We had 4 plenary sessions with high-profile keynote experts, 5 core international languages, people with international languages, live broadcasts of full events on social media platforms. This way, the Global Youth Summit has connected thousands of young people with an aim to inspire, enable, engage. So this initiative developed, 4 strategies in addressing the needs of young people. Support, that's for innovative, local youth-led grassroots solutions, and by CWSIR, advocating for young people's needs in post-COVID-19 world. And, so contributing to the personal and professional development of young people and need of revolutionary rebirth of formal and non-formal educational channels. Now we will build, on a network of 5 million plus young people engaged through existing networks of CWSIR, and also a wide range of partners to inspire young people to action and community service. All of you who have partnered with us with Charles Walter Society for Innovation and Research Youth Wing to initiate the World Youth Mobilization, we thank you once again for the groundbreaking mobilization for empowering young people to respond to challenges in their local communities and recognize them for their effort. All I would like to say is conclude with Swami Vivekananda's inspiring words after hearing to all you inspiring speakers and dignitaries. Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. Namaste and Jai Hind from CWSIR, and thank you, Dr. Abhishek Pandey.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kusum.